The Oklahoma City Thunder have a serious decision to make with what they are going to do with former lottery pick and power forward Ousmane Dieng ahead of this year's Summer League, as this is potentially the last time we see him competing in Summer League. I don't know if he's eligible anymore since this is his third year in a row competing, since he's going to be an older guy, or if he will have another year of eligibility left. But it seems though this should be his last year in the Summer League, and he needs to perform quite well if he wants long-term security with the Thunder. As just being honest, he really either A, hasn't had an opportunity to prove himself that he belongs with the Thunder, or he just hasn't really been able to show out that he is that guy for Oklahoma City. And this Summer League is very important for that. It is. But before we get on this, though, I want to take a moment and say, if you guys find yourself coming back on a regular basis and you enjoy the content, it would mean the world if you can hit the subscribe button. I'm going to go and pull this up right here. As you can see, 79% of you guys coming back and watching these videos are not subscribed. So I just got to say, if you find yourself coming back, best way to support the channel and to stay up to date on new content here would be to subscribe. That's all I'm going to say about it. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the video and talk about Ousmane Dieng and how this really is a crucial Summer League for him. It is. And he has a ton of potential. He's a 6'10", power forward. He's a wing. He has decent handles, shoots the ball decently. I believe he was 14 to 16 from corner threes in the NBA last season. He didn't play a ton, granted, but that's a pretty good rate from corner three. And he doesn't shoot bad from the three-point line either. He doesn't. It's just a matter of the fact is, can he prove himself that he belongs with the Thunder and in the NBA? And it got people thinking. There was a move that was made the other day for the France national team. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. But the France national team decided, you know what? We're done with Us, all right? We're done with Us. Sorry, wrong thing there. This is what they had to say. Now, of course, this is translated underneath. But their official, basketball, account for the country of France tweeted out and said, the Blues traveled to Rouen this Thursday evening. The group has been reduced to 17 players. Vincent Collet did not retain Ousmane Dieng and Killian Hayes. So, along with Ousmane Dieng, Killian Hayes was sent off. We don't care about him because he's not really a Thunder guy. Maybe he will be in the future. I don't know. You never know this team who will be on the Thunder. But Ousmane Dieng, okay, he is no longer playing with the French national team. He's not. He's been cut. He's been let go. He won't be with them for the Olympics, so it would be my best guess. Now, France does have some great basketball players. Victor Wembanyama, Rudy Gobert. They have good amount of talent coming out there right now. Richer and Sarr, I believe, are both Frenchmen. So they have good talent. But yet Ousmane Dieng, a lot of people compare him to the same likes of Sarr and Richer. They compare him as if he was in this year's draft class, he would be a top overall prospect to go after and get. So it got me thinking, if he's being cut by their national team, but yet he's on the same kind of level as some of these other guys that they have on the roster, and I think he could be better than Killian Hayes, is one of those things that's got me thinking, maybe his actual security and place with the team, maybe this is his last chance to prove he belongs before he's put in a trade package somewhere else. And I am riding high on Dieng. I think he has a ton of potential. Athletic specimen, he can shoot the three ball well, good handles for his size and weight. He plays everything at a very good rate, especially in the G League. He was one of the better G League players last year in, the entire league. He won finals MVP for the Oklahoma City Blue. So it's one of those things where it's you see him and he does well at that level. It's just, I don't think he's necessarily had the chance to prove himself yet at the NBA level. In the G League, he, excels. Summer League, he has his moments where he doesn't really excel, but he also has some games where he does well. It's one of those things where he hasn't truly proven himself yet, and I feel like this Summer League, he's going to get a good amount of minutes, along with Dylan Jones, who is someone that is looking to prove himself as a guy that can fill in for some minutes in the NBA this season, as someone that can be our 10th or 11th guy coming off the bench, fill in some minutes if someone gets in foul trouble, or if there's an injury, come in and fill for someone. He's looking to prove that as well, but Ousmane Dieng is looking to prove, I still belong with the Thunder, I still have potential, and I can be a rotation player for you guys. I can be your backup four. That's what he's trying to prove right now. He's trying to prove and be I can be your backup four, and in the future, if we don't have Isaiah Hartenstein and you keep me along, I can be your starting four. I feel like that's what he's trying to prove. And he has the skill set. He has the potential to do that. He has the potential to be the starting four for the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2 to 4 years, somewhere along there. Because he's only 21. You got to keep that in mind. He's still young. He's still a young guy. He's younger than Chet Holmgren. He's younger than J. Will, younger than J. Dub. He's one of our younger guys on the team, but yet he's going in his third season of the NBA. So it's one of those things where he has that potential. He has that spark where he can be this guy for us. It's just he needs to prove it, and this summer league is crucial for that. And when you look at the stats in the NBA last season, all right, well, look what he did. He only played like 13 games, I believe. Only played like 13 games or so. 4 points a game, 1.5 rebounds, 1 assist. I'm not going to worry about his blocks or steals per game just because he didn't really have enough games to kind of count that and everything when you look at it. Turnovers a game, under 1. Fouls a game, under 1. Field goal percentage, 42%. And his three-point percentage, 30. I don't know where the 50% in corner threes is coming up from. I swear I saw a stat that showed he was 14 to 16 from corner threes. But this is showing 50%. I'll have to look at it again and find it. Maybe I'll attach it in a comment section below. But he's 6'10", and he just turned 21 like a month and a half ago. So he's still really young. And he's still improving. He shot 1,000% of his threes are assisted. 60% of all of his shots are three-pointers. So he shoots that three ball. He's not afraid to shoot it. And he shoots it at a good rate. 30%. All right. And I know the NBA stats aren't necessarily going to tell the whole story because he didn't really get a ton of time in the NBA. And when he was playing in games, he may have gotten maybe 8 minutes maximum each game. So I don't want that telling the whole story. He did have glimpses where we played teams where we were resting guys, like playing a team like Utah, where I know he had 9 points because he went 3 of 3 from behind the arc. So it's one of those things where you look at it, he shows glimpses of being good. It's just he doesn't ever put it fully together. He has one good game and then one meh, or like a bad game or so. So it's one of those things where he hasn't put it quite together. But in the G League, now, I want you guys to keep in mind, all right, these stats I'm pulling up, it's going to be very hard to read because they're small. All right, I try to make them as big as possible to fit in everything that I felt was needed. So we're going to go ahead and look here. Feel free to pause it at this time. Take a look at them. I'll break them down with you guys as well. But when you're looking at this in the G League, all right, in both seasons, he's averaged 17 points a game in the G League, okay? In both seasons. Field goal percentage has increased each time. First season, 45%. And then last season was 48%. He was shooting 7 threes a game originally, all right, in his first season in the G League. Now he's only shooting just under 5 a game. He's shooting 30% from behind the arc. Some of that is because he's not taking nearly as many threes, so of course not as many are going to go in. 1 of 4 clip, I will take that. I will take that from a power forward, okay? Free throw percentage went from 40% to, if I'm reading that correctly, 70%. So a huge increase there. Huge increase. Rebounds staying about around 7. His assists per games, that's where it really jumped up. That I'm keeping my eye out on him because it shows he's a playmaker. He's smart on the court, okay? Jumped from 3 to 6 assists a game. 3 to 6. That's a huge leap for a power forward. Huge leap. Turnovers, 2.7 to 3.6. Yes, his turnovers increased, but I feel like some of that has to be with he's becoming more of a ball handler. He's trying to get used to that and show off that skill set of his game. So, of course, he's going to turn the ball over a little bit more, taking more risk. All right. Steals a game, staying around, just about 1, along with blocks. Fouls a game, staying around 2. And so, as you can see there, he's doing well. His plus minus, he was in the minus his first season. Now he's in the plus this last season. So he's been playing well. He's been getting better. Some advanced splits, if you want to look at that. I look at them sometimes. Offensive rating jumped up from 107.4 to 114. Then his defensive rating jumped up from 112 to 100, which is great. That is great to look at there. Okay, it really is. You love to see that from him. And so as you can see, he's improving. And some of that is he's still a young guy. He's still young. He still has room for improvement, but yet this summer league is very crucial for him to prove to Sam Presti, Mark Daigneault, everyone in the Thunder organization front office, even some of his teammates that like, hey, I can help us win. I play a role on this team and I can be this guy for you guys. It's just, I need a chance. I feel like this summer league, if he outperform, I don't want to say outperform, performs how we expect him to every single game and even add some more into that, I feel like we could see him starting off the season, getting 10 to 12 minutes a game, seeing what he can do. And if he succeeds, you probably see him take over that power forward spot from J. Will. And J. Will move down to a backup center if Isaiah Hartenstein starts. That's what I could potentially see happening. Because I feel like they want both guys playing for us, and J. Will and Ousmane Dieng. it just comes down to Dieng needs to actually prove himself. And if Dieng can't, we're going to need to find a backup center. That way we can move J. Will to the 4. That way we aren't very undersized when we have to take Hartenstein or Chet off the floor. All right, because there are times that they're both going to have to be off the floor, and we need Ousmane Dieng to actually play well and play like we've seen him do before. That way we can pair him along up with J. Will, because I feel like that'd be a great combo down low in the paint defensively, then also offensively. J. Will can, he can shoot the 3 ball along with Dieng. We can still run our 5-out style of offense if that is the case. But we need Dieng to actually prove himself in this summer league, and that is why it is extremely crucial for him to actually play well. It is extremely crucial for Dieng to play well, and I feel like Dillon Jones needs to prove something a little bit too, why we traded those 5 second-round picks to go get him in the first round. I feel like that's something he needs to prove is like, hey, this is why they got me. And some of that is going to be because of how much of a bulldozer he is on offense, how he's just going to drive into the paint and get buckets that way. And he's to prove, I'm going to be physical and I'm going to help us out on the boards. And I can be this guy that can fill in some roles, get us 8 minutes a game. Someone gets injured, fill in their role for them and give you a good 15 to 16 minutes a game. So those are 2 guys to be looking out for Summer League. I can also do a video breaking down Dillon Jones, why to look out for him as well this Summer League, along with some other ones. We'll have live streams for Summer League games as well for tomorrow's game. I'm going to try to do a live stream for that as well. Make sure everything's set up for that. But Ousmane Dieng has a lot to prove this Summer League. This could potentially be his last Summer League in the NBA, and also his last season being on the Thunder if he doesn't prove himself, because that's how extremely important it is for him to show I can be this guy you expect me to be. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys think we should just go ahead and trade Dieng whenever we can, or if you guys are also riding high and think he has that potential to be a guy for us either in the rotation or a few years down the line being a starting power forward for us, because I think he has that skill set to do that. That's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.